When you receive a check from a client, the first thing you should do is find out all the invoice numbers the check is paying for. If the client did not include the remittance or copy of the statement or listed invoice numbers on the check, then you can go ahead and use the inquiry module in RBA and use the functions like invoice inquiry, client activity, or witness inquiry to find out the information. When you bring up the invoice inquiry function, you can use informations that you might have, such as the case name or claim number or client matter number, or you can actually use the invoice amount from to search for a particular invoice. To enter checks, go to receivables, transactions, and select the payment. Or you can hit the Control P as a shortcut key. To enter a new check, simply click the New button. In the new payment window, the first thing you need to do is specify the firm who wrote the check. So click the binoculars button next to the firm to look up a firm. Let's say the first case, the law firm, the client actually wrote the check. So I'm going to pull up the client. Let's say Baker Botts. It was the check. It was today's date is the payment date. Check amount $700.94. Tab, client's check number. Tab. Now we also have a check date. If you wanted to, you can actually specify the actual date of the check. The account number will always default to the checking general ledger number you have. The made by, I don't have to type anything here because we already know the Baker Botts is the company who made the check. With all the information entered, simply click Save and Close. The next window that comes up will display all the open invoices for the client that you have selected. You can either select the invoice from the list, or if this client has too many invoices, you don't want to go up and down the list looking for it, then you can also simply type the invoice number into the search criteria checkbox. In this case, there are only 6 invoices, so I'll just simply go ahead and highlight the invoice the check is paying. As you highlight the invoice, you'll notice at the bottom, first box will display the check amount. Next one is called unapplied amount, the amount that are still available to process. And next one is called credit, which the amount will be automatically put in there by RB. That'll be the smaller amount between the unapplied amount and actually the current balance of the invoice. If there are any small discount I have to do, or if there are any overpayment, I'll put it here. This check could be paying for late charge or finance charge. And actually that information will be listed up there. You can look at the late charge column or the finance charge column, see if there are any outstanding finance charges for this particular invoice. In this case, the entire check amount is going toward all the balance. So there are no finance charges or no discount nor overpayment. At this point, you can simply click the apply button to process this one check. Since we have used up all the money for that check, RB will automatically take you out back to the main screen where you can enter a new check. The next check we are going to enter is from an insurance company, and it is paying multiple invoices. So let's click plus new button, look up the firm that is on the check. So let's say this is from State Farm Insurance Company. It is a check, today's date, check amount 2301.94, check number, and you can again specify the actual date of the check. The account number will be checking, and made by, we can still leave it blank because we know the State Farm Insurance is the company who wrote the check. Save and close. Now all the invoices that we sent to the State Farm are now listed. And what I'll do, because you already have 3 invoice numbers that you search for, so go ahead and sort by the invoice number column, either forward or backward, ascending or descending. So you will have all the invoices sorted by the invoice number, so it's easier for you to look for them. And let's say this one is paying 5705, which is already highlighted. Now at this point, you can start using the shortcut key to save or speed up the process. You notice that the button, the apply button, has the letter Y underlined, which then means that you can use the combination of Alt key and with the letter Y. So if you do Alt Y, it'll be same as hitting that button. So with the invoice highlighted, I'm going to do Alt Y. And then you use the down arrow to go to next invoice, which is a 6012. I do Alt Y, and then last one 6270, Alt Y. So using the Alt Y keyboard combination, you can speed up the process, so you don't have to click button every single invoice you need to process. Since we used up all the money, RB8 automatically takes out back out to the screen where I can enter the next check.